For the past few weeks, twice a day, we have said Psalm 27. We say it at the end of davening when the shul is already half in motion. Lo David, Hashem Ori, Veishi, a mizmor most of us could recite from memory, and very few of us have actually processed. So I want to ask a simple question today. Why this capital Tehillim? Because here's something surprising. This minhag is not in the Gemara, it is not in the Rishonim, it is not in the Rambam or the Tur. It appears relatively late, cited in Shaarei Teshuvah and Mateh Efrayim, some other Sefardim, and spreads through the siddurim from there. To the best of my knowledge, the Vilna Gaon did not say it at all. And yet, within a few generations, it became one of the most universally kept customs of the Jewish year. Chassidim say it, Ashkenazim say it, Sefardim say it. Something in it clearly resonated with Klal Israel. What is it? The classic answer is a Midrash. The Midrash Shocher Tov, echoed in Vayikra Rabbah, reads the opening pasuk as a map of the entire season. Ori, ze Rosh Hashanah. Vayishi, ze Yom Kippurim. Yitzpeneini ba sukai, ze Sukkot. Ori, my light, is Rosh Hashanah, the day the world is lit up by judgment. Ishi, my salvation, is Yom Kippur, the day we're saved. Ki yitzpeneini besuko, he will hide me in his shelter, his Sukkos. The whole season is folded into a single pasuk. And so from Rosh Chodesh Elul, when the season begins, we begin saying it. This is a good answer. I don't think it is a satisfying one, because it explains the timing. It does not explain the choice. Not enough anyway. Look at what this mizmor actually says. Im tachaneh alai machaneh, if an army encamps against me, ki avi ve'imi azavuni, because my father and my mother have abandoned me. These are not comfortable words. This is a mizmor about siege, about being surrounded, outnumbered, and in that devastating phrase, abandoned by the two people in the world who are supposed to never abandon you. If you were designing a spiritual preparation for the Yemim No'araim, would you choose this? The Ram is more about Teshuvah. There is Mizmor Nun Aleph, Chaneni Elokim, the Great Confession. Why not that one? Why a Mizmor about fear? I think the answer is that Elul is honest about something we would rather not say out loud. The month of Elul is, in some way, is frightening. Not because we're afraid of a judge who is out to get us. We know better than that. It is frightening because Elul asks us to look at the year that just happened, to look at who we promised we would be last Rosh Hashanah and who we actually turned out to be. And most of us, looking honestly, feel a little bit surrounded, a little bit outnumbered by our own habits. Im tachaneh alai machaneh, an army has surrounded me, and it is largely made up of me. Chazal did not hand us a mizmor that pretends otherwise. They handed us a mizmor that names the fear in the second half of the pasuk and answered it in the first. It says first, Hashem Ori veishi, and only then, mimi ira. The light comes first, the fear is real, and it is second. The first, near the end of the mizmor, there's a first hint I want to bring your attention to. It says, had I not believed in what I see, the goodness of Hashem, right? That word lulei, spelled Lamed Vav, Lamed Aleph, is the same letters as the months of Elul. Really, if you read it left to right, as you are used to in English, it will spell Elul. The second hint I want to bring your attention to is the one that matters probably even more. Count the times Shem Havaya, the Tetragrammaton, Nun Yud Kei Vav Kei, appears in this mizmor. 13. 13 mentions of the name of mercy, corresponding to the Yud Gimel Midas Rachamim, the 13 attributes of mercy that are the entire spiritual architecture of this month, the month of Elul. Which brings us to the deeper layer. The Arizal teaches that Elul is when the Yud Gimel Tikuni Dikna, the 13 attributes of mercy, at their very root, in the highest place they exist, shine downward into our world. Why now? Because these are the 40 days that began when Moshe Rabbeinu went up Har Sinai for the third and final time on Rosh Chodesh Elul to receive the second set of luchos. 40 days that ended on Yom Kippur with the words Salachti Kedvarecha. Those 40 days did not happen once. They are a channel that reopens every year at exactly this time. And the hint is sitting in the pasuk that we all know. There's a beautiful explanation of that says that the month Elul, the word Elul, is abbreviation of the following beautiful phrase, Ani ledodi vedodi li. Everybody knows this, right? And we said that the month Elul is hinted to in the word lule in this pasuk, right? So if you look at this phrase, Ani ledodi vedodi li, look at the last letters. In all four words, the last letter is letter Yud. Letter Yud has the gematria, the numerical value 10. 4 times 10 is 40. Right? The 40 days are encoded in the very essence of this month of Elul. So when we say this mizmor, 13 names twice a day for 40 days, we are not reciting. We are standing under an open channel of Rahmanus, of Hashem's mercy. And now the piece that to me is the heart of it. The Alter Rebbe Likutei Torah gives the famous mashal that I believe also almost everybody knows, that has become the defining image of Elul. And it says that all year the king sits in his palace. To reach him, you need permission, protocol, appointment, credentials, connections. Most people never get in. But once a year, the king leaves the palace and goes out into the field. And in the field, anyone who wishes may go out and greet him. He receives every person with a smiling face. He shows a pleasant countenance to all. What we call Melech Basadeh, the king is in the field. Now listen again to the mizmor and notice that it is not written from outside the gates. It is written by someone who has already been led close, is inside and is close to the king. Says David HaMelech, Achad she'alti me'et Hashem, ata v'kesh. One thing I ask of Hashem, that is what I seek. One thing, not a list of requests. And of all the things a man surrounded by armies might ask for, David asks for this. Shiviti bebeis Hashem kol yemei chayai, that I may dwell in the house of Hashem all the days of my life. He does not ask to be rescued. He asks to be close to Hashem. He asks for Hashem's presence, not for outcome of the current events or some solution that he suggests or anything. He just says, I want to be close to you. That's all I ask for. And this is the avodah of this month. Not to arrive at Rosh Hashanah with a better list of requests, but with a shorter one. To let all of it collapse into one singular request. And then the line that I think is the most beautiful in the Mizmor. Lecha amar libi bakshu fanai. To you my heart said, right, seek my face. Read it carefully. Who is speaking? David HaMelech says, my own heart said to me, seek his, Hashem's face. The summons did not come from outside. It came from inside of the person. And it came before the person even formulated any requests at all. That is what Chassidus calls Penimius Haratzon, the innermost will. Underneath everything we did this year and everything we failed to do, there is a part of every Jew that never stopped wanting this. It does not need to be created in Elul. It needs to be heard. The shofar is not installing something new in us, the shofar that will blow the whole month of Elul. It is turning up the volume on something that has been quietly speaking inside of us all year. The Mizmor ends, Kavel Hashem, Chazak ve'emetz becha ve'kavel Hashem. Hope to Hashem, be strong and let your heart take courage and hope to Hashem. Why is the phrase Kaveh el Hashem repeated twice? The Gemara in Brachos answers in 4 words that are to be printed on the wall of every shul. If you davened and were not answered, daven again. Some of you are standing here this morning haven't made the same resolution last Elul and the year before that, and you're quietly wondering whether it is honest to make it again. The Gemara's answer is vekaveh, and hope again. And notice finally how the Mizmor begins, not with a request, not with an apology, with a statement of plain fact, Hashem Ori, Hashem is my light. We do not spend Elul earning the light. The light is already on. Elul is simply the season we're given to stop and notice and say it out loud twice a day for 40 days until we believe it. Ksiva v'chasima tova.